Okay, so I guess a little bit of an update on our garden feeding station, for want of a better term. So what we have here is we have a couple of bowls of water. We have the red one, and we have this clear one here, and we have a few bowls of hedgehog pellets. You can see from this one that last night, so these get tapped every day. Last night we clearly had a little visitor, as most of those have been eaten. This one still looks good, but we will fill that one up later. We also have our bird feeder here. So we've got, we need to refill the nut feeder. So we have various feeders with seeds. We do have some other feeders around the garden. We have some at the bottom there and some on the tree over there. So let's go and have a look. So these also need refilled, which I'll do a little bit later. I've been away for a week, so we're just in the process of refilling everything for our garden wildlife. We also have a few feeders down here. This is actually an old feeder that I was going to throw out because it was getting a little wobbly. The legs at the bottom there were starting to degrade slightly, but I've just lent it between this tree and the back wall. And I've put some seeds in here for some of the pigeons and the birds who like to feed off a flat surface. We also have a little feeder embedded in here. I don't know if you can see that in the ivy, and we have another one over here on the fence. So we have a variety of feeding stations for all of our garden birds, and they do go through the food here quite quickly. So I top that up as often as I can. As I mentioned, I have been away lately and I've just got back from holiday. Up seeing my family way up in Scotland, so where it was pleasantly warm, but certainly not quite as warm as it's been here. But today's dilemma is, where shall we situate our hedgehog house? I've noticed that our hedgehog visitors appear to be entering the garden from two locations. So over here under this fence, you can see there are some gaps here. And they do seem to be coming in from there. We also have some gaps on the other side of the fence, or rather the fence on the other side of the garden. So we have a gap down here under the ivy. I have heard our little hedgehog friend rustling around in here. So I think what I might do is put the hedgehog house over there, as that does appear to be part of the route that they use. We'll see how it goes. I don't know if they'll use it or if they won't use it. At the moment, there's no bedding in there, so I will have to order some bedding for the hedgehog. But I'm just going to position it there for now to see if that works and to see if they actually show any interest in it. So let's try over there. Okay, so here we go. We've filled up the hedgehog food here. And I have positioned our little hedgehog house over here. Obviously the roof is not on right now. I will be putting that on in a moment. I've put a little bit of extra water and some more food down here next to our hedgehog house. As I mentioned, I don't have any hay or bedding right now, but what I've done is I've taken some of the leaf litter from under the ivy and just thrown it in there for the time being. I will of course replace this with some hay when it arrives, but just in case our little friend decides to make use of this tonight, it will hopefully not feel too exposed or bare for them. Okay, well, here we go, folks. This is our at least temporary hedgehog setup. I'm sure we'll get a little bit better at this as we go. But for now, let's put our lid on. Okay, and there we are. So, fingers crossed, everybody. I guess we'll see what happens this evening, whether our little friend decides to visit and whether they decide to make use of their new little house. So super excited for this. Fingers crossed, everybody. If we do have any sightings of our little friend and I'm able to get any footage of them, I will of course update that. But in the meantime, well, I guess fingers crossed for some visitors and we will see what happens.